At some point, you're going to reach a juncture where your company is growing really rapidly or your growth is stalled, and you need to go out and acquire capital to roll out new products, invest in existing infrastructure, etc. And you'll get in front of bankers and investors, and they will grill you with a lot of questions. Why would this work? How do you know it'll work? And so forth. One thing that you can look at as an alternative is to do an acquisition. And the reason I bring this up is that it's much easier to do an acquisition than, in my opinion, than to raise money for organic growth. Why? Well, it's a question of risk. Bankers and investors can get their hands around the risks in an acquisition. And I'm not saying that an acquisition does not have risk. It has plenty of risks. But what starts happening is you'll end up changing the dialogue. And the dialogue started with, you've got a new product. How do you know it'll be successful? What's your market? Well, your pricing point's not right. And what happens if this happens and to your margins? And there's all these unknowns. Or they're looking at, let's say you need to make a bunch of capital improvements in your existing company. They're really looking at your existing cash flows and your existing assets and collateral. And in many cases, their hands may be tied. And don't forget, the company you're showing them hopefully has a long history, has stable cash flows, and these cash flows will go a long way to help make the financing of your transaction easier. We are M&A advisors. We work on the sell side and buy side, and we have done a lot of due diligence on a lot of companies over the years. So we know generally what will work and what won't. So if you're looking to do an acquisition, before we even talk about what type of acquisition, we really want to understand what makes your company work, what basically makes you tick, what is your culture, what are your core values, because without really understanding those, there's a good chance your acquisition will not work. Once we sort of have a good handle as to who you are and what you're trying to do, we help collaboratively lay out an acquisition strategy, a target list of companies. We contact the owners and the management teams. We talk to them, we vet them, we want to ensure they fit within your growth strategy and there's a cultural alignment. And then we come back with you with a few targets, and to the extent it goes further, we provide further buy-side representation to support your growth strategy. Rare Brain Capital helps companies improve performance and sell for maximum value. How ready is your company to grow or to sell? Want to know how you're doing? Get your free score plus customized report in just a few minutes at no cost or obligation. Visit rarebrain.com/score.